Hello, active and attractive ladies. How are you guys feeling today? Today is going to be a fantastic day. It's going to be a fantastic day. How are you guys doing? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to give some time for you guys to pop onto the live because today is a special live. We've got a really big conversation moving forward, and I cannot tell you what is happening in my body right now as I start to just move through this dialogue. I want you to know that this has been a long time coming. This has been something that has been in my world for quite some time, and the fact that world building is coming to the public now is a really big deal, and I am over the moon to share this new perspective with you. So if you are catching me live, let me know that you're here live, and if you're also on the replay, always hashtag active and attractive and let me know that you are here. So I'm going to give a minute or two to people to pop on, and I'm going to make sure that I'm able to see comments. So if you catch me live, there, Cambria is here. She's already on it. Girl, appreciate you. A lot of times I went live over the weekend, and the comments didn't show up, and I was like, okay, so I really always need to have my phone and my computer together. They are a symbiotic duo. So let me know, how are you feeling today, ladies? If you are new to my world, my atmosphere, my conversation, this is gonna be, you are in for a treat today, because we talk about big concepts here in this community. And the reason is because we identify as world leaders. You identify as world leaders, the other women in the comments in this group identify as a world leader. And whether you're looking at the world from the lens of your own personal world or the world in the lens of the global situation that's happening outside of us, if you feel responsible for the environment that is within you and outside of you, then you are a world builder. And so I'm looking forward to bringing this conversation forward, because I think a lot of us know that we want to change the world around us, but we do it in a way that's not always honoring to ourselves. And so if you identify with that, let me know, because leaders are meant to change the world, but we're also meant to feel good while we're doing it. So as we hop on this live, I'm going to just situate a couple more things first as we allow more people to show up. And I want you to tell me right now in this moment, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling in your body right now? What is happening in the internal world that is you? Let me know how you feel. And this is going to be a very important piece of information as we move forward in our conversation. So let me see what kind of mood you guys are in. Let me know how you feel. All feelings are allowed. The reason I like to talk about feelings when it comes to leadership is because a lot of times we don't want to talk about what's happening on the inside. We're either ashamed or embarrassed, or sometimes we feel so excited that we're not used to communicating that to the public. We feel guilty, we feel like we're bragging. And I always ask at the beginning of my lives, how are you feeling? Because the feeling state that you have within is the feeling state that you're gonna bring to the world. So how are you guys feeling right now? I will tell you, I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling overwhelmed, but not in a stressed out way, in an over-enthused way. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling hopeful that this message comes forward. I'm feeling delighted that there are people here that said that they're going to be live, and that there will be more people to watch the replay. I've got a lot going on the inside of my world right now. And this is a value piece, because a lot of times when we talk about how we feel, someone will ask, how are you doing today? And we're like, I'm good. And the truth is we have multiple things happening in us at once. So I want to make sure I establish a very strong tone here as we dive into this conversation today, is that all of the things that you feel, all the things that you see in your mind, all the things that you want, all the things that you love, all the things that you're reaching for in your life, they are all allowed. Everything that is in your internal world is allowed, because because it's you. So Cambria says, feeling great today. Woke up sluggish, had to get busy and get everyone to all the places. Then came home and exercised, now feeling edgy, like I've been moving so fast and not slowing down. This is a thing. Happy to be here. My body has complaints, so that feels meh. Feeling peaceful about the interview today. I am so excited to hear this for you, Cambria, and thank you so much for setting the tone, because a lot of times people feel bad or uncomfortable when people bring up reality. We feel uncomfortable hearing, oh, you feel meh? A lot of times when we hear that someone else is not feeling good, we feel the need to jump in and try to fix it for them. But what if, as world builders, as healthy feminine leaders, we trusted that the person who's able to express their internal world has got it? Cambria, I know you've got this. I know that you've got this and you're able to hold both. And the more that we know that someone else can hold both their positive and their not so positive emotions means we're not responsible, which means we ourselves should be allowed to express our positive and not so positive emotions. So ladies, this space inside of our community is one that is very, very vulnerable. I want to make sure I say that over and over again. This is a space to speak, because your speech and your actions, your words and your actions are what create the world outside of you. And we're going to dive into this very deep over the next few weeks when we talk about world building and the nature of it. So do not be afraid in our chat, in our community, in this space, to speak your mind, the highs and the lows, knowing that you've got you and we've got you, and all is okay that is within. All right? So are we good? All right. I see Lindy is here, and that makes me very happy. Hello, Lindy. So ladies, world building. What is world building? I want to hear from you. When you heard the word world building, what was the first thing that came to your mind? Hi, friend. Hi. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear world building? Are you just like building planets? Do you hear saving the planet? Do you hear building your life? What do you hear when you hear the word world building? I want to hear that from you. What does world building sound like it is to you? I'll tell you the story of where world building came from for me. But I want to hear, what does world building sound like to you? Because the concept in itself shows up in multiple different industries. And the place that I got it from, it's actually from the movie industry. This is a very intriguing story. I can't wait to share it with you. But I want to first hear, when you hear world building, what comes up for you? Building our personal world, or building in a video game? That's my girl right there. Building worlds. Building in a video game. Those are my favorite kind of games to play, where you can actually build your character and then walk around. I'm acting like I play a lot of video games. I don't. Also writing. Exactly. So a few years back, I was asked to do a personal inner work experience activity. And I was asked, when you were little, what are some things that you would be found doing outside as a child? If I came and knocked on your door and asked for you to come out and come play, what would we do? And I remember thinking and journaling on this, and what I realized was very much my lifestyle was that if you came over to my house, I would say, let's go outside. Let's go play. Let's go and just explore. Let's go touch things and taste things, and putting things in your mouth you probably shouldn't. And let's run around. And I lived in a cul-de-sac. I was an only child, so I would run around with my friends in the neighborhood, and we would crawl in bushes. We would climb up trees. This was back in the 90s, so we didn't have a lot of technology back then. And I remember my perception was, we're going to go play pretend, and we're going to visualize the world all around us, something that's not actually here. I had a really big imagination at the time, and a lot of it stemmed from the movies I watched. Again, being an only child, Cambria says world building sounds like fun. It sounds empowering. I love that. I would run around and I would watch movies because, again, I was alone a lot. So in watching these movies, I got to dream about what the world was like. And when I would see these movies, I would take these TV shows, cartoons, and we would get together and we would say, all right, we're going to play Twister right now. Like the movie Twister, tornadoes. Or we would go play, I remember I was really into Pokemon and Card Captors, all these little anime shows. We would have magic and we would produce the world around us. And it was the greatest adventure that I could possibly go on. Bending reality according to what I was seeing within my mind. And so from this standpoint, when I was asked this as the activity, I was like, I really enjoy seeing vision, seeing ideas in my mind, and placing that out into the world. Now, this is after having learned a lot about the manifestation community, a lot about the idea that as people, we are in a world where we can create our own reality. And I realized one of my gifts since I was a child was to be able to dream big, see things that weren't there, and ultimately build the world around me. So when I left this activity, I was like, well, what does this mean practically? What does this mean for my life and how I can transform and live in a more alignment with who I am? And I began to see that my superpower is to not only see the world of others and help them bring that gift out onto the earth, but it's to see mine and also remember that what I have within is the only thing I'm responsible for. It's the only gift I'm meant to carry. So Lindy says playing princess, play fight, sticks and swords, playing in a haymow and building forts, playing in the creek. Lindy, when I hear this from you, I get that you're very much a builder. You like to create, you like to fight, you like to fight for things that you believe in, you like to explore and get your hands dirty and figure things out yourself. We all have things that we did when we were children that if we had not been impacted by certain events in our lives, we would still be playing those things out today. This is the heartbeat of world building. Each of you have gifts within you that were there before you were born. And most of us have very passionate eyes for what the world is meant to be. We see crime, we see homelessness, we see societal norms or unnorms, we see pain, we see oppression, we see all kinds of things around us that we're not very satisfied with. Whether they're global issues or issues in our community, we see things that in our minds we wish we could change. But what we forget is that to be an influencer of the world around us, we have to know ourselves first. So an example of this, hi Lisa, I'm so happy you made it. An example of this practically would be you might not like the way that the company that you're working for is doing things. You might see that employees around you are exhausted, productivity is low, and you don't understand why the people on the top don't see what it is that you see. You have a vision for what this environment, this external world could be like, and within you, if it were you, you would do things differently. But the problem here is that we tend to go after these things with effort. We try to push for these things and make these things happen, and we fight for them and we fight for them, and eventually we burn ourselves out. And this is a really big problem for females, especially women, because of our biological state. When we're constantly pushing and pushing and pushing for things and trying to build the world with effort, we end up falling short and tiring ourselves out. Now, the beauty that gets to shift here is that if we understood ourselves just a little bit more, if you understood your gift a little bit more, If you understood that your influence comes from the way that you are and not fully what you do, everything changes. Everything changes. So I want to hear from you guys. What are some things that you notice in your life, whether it's in your personal life or in the world around you, that are just, it's kind of frustrating. Again, like I said, this is a safe space if you're willing to share. It might be something in your family. It might be something in a friendship. It might be something in business, or the way that your business is going. It might be in the way that you are collaborating with a team. It might be something in the news. It might be something on your street. What are things around you that are frustrating? Let's see if you're willing to share. What are some things around you that you notice are kind of frustrating for you? And let's be honest here. Now, the reason it's valuable for us to notice the things that frustrate us is because oftentimes we just kind of deal with it. It's like we're like the disgruntled employee who's just walking around frustrated about everything, but we never really have an intention to do something about that. And I really believe that every woman in here is a healthy feminine leader, meaning you know that you're meant to transform the world. You know that you're meant to do it in a way that feels good to you. And you also know that you must be healthy in order to execute. So Lindy says, my living situation. Lindy, I actually know what your living situation is, and that's a very frustrating environment. Trying to figure out where it is that you're going to stay, where it is that you're going to settle, where it is that you're going to live, getting a house, all these things. That is very frustrating. This is an external experience that you've got, and oftentimes the issue is, how do I approach this? How do I go about it? Lisa says, I get frustrated when all the efforts sometimes are slow to fruition. I know. And if we were to externalize that and probably tease it a little bit deeper, you'd be able to point at certain situations that are like, well, if this person could do this, or if I could create this idea faster, then it would be it. And if this person could help me financially, and then it's like, we know that practically there are things that would, if they could happen externally, then we would be able to see a faster transformation. But no better than to feed it my energy. Yes. Lindy says, hustle culture. I really can't keep up with it. It bums me out to the point of resentment because I feel like I'm not honoring the pace I actually want to go at. I hear the same thing in my own mind, Lindy, all the time. It's like we can't keep up with it. And this is exactly why world building is here. It's because there are things that are going on around you that are frustrating the ever-loving out of you. And the truth is that to fully embody the feminine leader, the healthy feminine leader, we're not here to be frustrated. You're not here to be frustrated. Why? Because if you are frustrated, if you're in your mind, you're upset, if you are blocked off, constricted, angry, worried, overwhelmed, you'd rather just sleep. You're not out there servicing the world with your gifts the way you're truly meant to be. It's just not out there yet. So the question is, how in the world do I change all of this? How do I change this? If we are experiencing frustration with the external world, if you know that there are things around you that are in your way, that you wish would be better, that you wish were different, that you wish were more, and things feel frustrating and you can't seem to get there, my proposition today is that you don't go after it with more effort. Instead, you turn around and recognize that it's in our personal world that we are truly meant to focus. When we don't feel like the external world supports our biggest dreams, our desires, our effort, we most likely have not built a personal world that honors us. Our external experience, a lot of the times, is out of our hands. But the truth is that you are the most magical gift that this world has to explore. You are supposed to change this world. You are. You're supposed to change your family. You're supposed to change your community. You're supposed to change the world. But if you have not built a personal world that supports you, that fuels you, that honors you, that gives back to you, that makes you feel rested, that makes you feel loved, if there are holes in your world, you're not going to be able to service the world. This is the nature of world building. You build yourself first, and then you help build the world. You build your world first, and then you have all of your wherewithals, all of your gifts, your energy, your life, your overflow, your fun, your vision, your clarity, your passion, your productivity, your intelligence, your smarts, your wit. You have everything to give because you are fulfilled, so that when you step out into the frustrations of the world, you're the most resourceful, magnetic version of yourself, and things actually change. So, Lindy, I want you to think about it like this. Lindy says, walking this out currently, lots of self-work and healing that I need to consistently put effort into. Exactly. It's the only way we're actually going to get out there and create reformation. I want you to tell me, do you believe that your home is supposed to support you, make you feel rested, make you feel relaxed, alive, safe? Or do you think your home's supposed to be a place of annoyance and frustration? Tell me in the comments below. It's a silly question, but tell me in the comments below. Do you think your relationships are supposed to tear you down, belittle you, not see you? Or do you think your relationships, the people in your life, are supposed to bolster you up, make you feel like you're on top of the world? Do you think your body is supposed to bring fatigue and tiredness? Or do you think it's supposed to be a body full of energy? Lauren, hi. A peaceful place of refuge. That's the vision. I agree, Lindy. Our home is supposed to be a place of peaceful refuge. Our relationships are supposed to, our relationships are supposed to encourage us, to light us up, to inspire us, to make us better. Our body is supposed to feel strong. Our business is supposed to be a place where we express ourselves. Our personal world is meant to make us feel alive. And when you feel alive, the way you walk around on this earth is otherworldly. When you feel like you just came from the best romantic time with your partner, because the intimacy is there, the love is there, the connection is there, the communication is there, you're a whole different woman. If you feel like you were able to support and be present and hear your children the way you've always wanted to, the way you walk around is a whole different woman. When you know you were able to still wake up and put your effort into the gym, even though you know you still have a ways to go, you still showed up for yourself because you know you've got you in your body. You approach the world's problems so much differently. When your home is clean and decorated and it smells nice and it's a place where you just love to be, you walk out of the front door ready to take anything on. Your internal world. Lindy said, I'll get back to that alive feeling again. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Your internal world will fuel you and give you the influence you need to transform the world. And there's a lot of work to do in the world. We need you. We need you. We need you out here. You've got a gift. Your gift might be foresight. It might be strategy. It might be humor, being able to lift stressful energy out of any room. Your gift might be compassion and a listening ear. Your gift might be being bold and brash and just stepping out and not caring what other people think. You have gifts that you're holding back because there are pieces in your internal world that need your attention. If we can get your world to a place where things are built out and you feel good, like really good, the way that you lead in your family, in your relationship, in your business, it's a completely different ballgame. This is where the impact increases, the income increases, your willingness increases, opportunities increases. Everything begins to increase because you are ready to handle it. Your internal world is supporting you, not the other way around. And if you find yourself putting the world before your own, this is going to be the number one reason we experience fatigue. We're breaking free of that today. So, ladies, this is a precursor to a much larger conversation. Lauren is very familiar with this. So Lauren has been on my world building train for a while, which is so grateful for you. And what I want to say moving forward, because we're going to continue this and go deeper next week. The thing about world building and saving and fixing the world, that's not what we're after. I don't want you to think that you're supposed to go out there and fix everything. That's not the energy, that's not the vibe. We want to influence your presence onto this earth because the way you see things, the way you do things, the way you are things naturally calls other gifts out in other people. So there are actions that we've got to do. There's strategy, there's plans, there's execution, there's all kinds of steps that we can take to help build the world. But the overall theme is that you stay in your lane by knowing yourself. And we're going to talk about that next month. We're going to talk very extensively about that. I want to get your world very defined. I want you to know what it is. I want you to know what your gifts are. I want you to really feel confident in the world that you have to offer this world. But first, We've got to get you cleaned up. We gotta scrub off your face a little bit. I had to do that for myself over the last couple of weeks. We're always deepening our world and getting more clear, because as we grow, our opportunities grow. And as our opportunities grow, we have to come back to ourselves and recalibrate. So it's always an ongoing process. However, we have to keep in mind that you're not here to fix the world. We're here to build it. We're here to notice what we don't like, so that we can influence what we do like. And in order to influence what you do like, you have to become it. So, to be the light in the world, to be the gift for the planet, you've got to build your world. We've got to build your world. And this is my favorite part. This is so much fun. So much fun. Now, building your world is not wishing it to existence. It's not saying, pretty please, I really hope that I just get the happiest home in the whole wide world. It's not as simple as that. That is a part of it. We actually have to put time and attention and effort into your build. We have to give your world the same effort that you've been giving the world. I want to talk to you next week about the 4 categories of your world that you get to choose to focus on. Now, in thinking through this, ladies, I'm very serious. This space is to actually do the work. Okay? So we're going to be showing up every Thursday to actually do the work. I don't want to just talk about this. I don't want to float around in our minds about it and say, oh, that sounds nice, because that's us wishing and hoping for the best. We want to execute. We are active and attractive leaders. We take action. But first, we've got to visualize. We've got to understand, identify what are the things that are missing in my world. So what I want to do is, because apparently the world is infinite and abundant, I want to categorize the 4 different categories for you, so you can simplify in your mind what it is that you want to put your attention on. With that, I want you to frame this up in reference to the new year. Okay? So when I say I'm serious, what I mean is that I want to see transformation for all of us. So we're going to look at this from the lens that if in 2024, January 1st, 2024, you were going to step out and start taking action, we want to use this time between now and then to begin to prepare. We want to clarify, we want to prepare, we want to engage, we want to talk. Yes, Natasha. We want to do all of these things so that you can do what you're meant to do. My commitment to you is that I will always call you back to you. I don't want you to be doing what your neighbor is doing. I want you to be doing what you're here to be doing, because without you, we cannot build this world. So whatever is limiting you in your personal world, your inner world, we want to get a hold of those things. We want to get clear on what those are so we can start doing something about it. I promise, when you're rested, you feel safe at home, you feel like you've got friends who support you, you've got a partner who supports you, you've got a body that supports you, you've got a business that supports you, you've got everything that supports you, the things you will reach for to try to transform around you. The sky's not even the limit. You're available, you're open, and you're overflowing. And that's the healthy feminine leader. So with that, I want to frame that up for you. And what I want you to do, ladies, if you can, I would love to get our group to become a space where we engage and we share. I would love for you to go from this live into the group and just write out loud, what are some of the big dreams that you have that are currently pressing on your heart? It could be things in your personal world. It could be things for the world, things you would love to engage in. But I want to hear your hearts. I want to hear what you're after. I want to hear what matters to you. I want to hear what just pulls at you. Because we're a diverse group of women. Some of you guys may be called to orphanages and taking care of children. Some of you guys may be called to schools and little ones. You might be called to technology and AI. You might be called to, I don't know, there's so many things in our world. There's so many things in our world. You might be called to business, personal development, feminine energy, sexuality, strength and fitness and health. There's so many areas that matter to you. What is it? Tell me what your big dreams are. And if you would, I would love it if you could share it in our group. And let's get this conversation rolling. Because as we prepare for 2024, we want to have our eyes set on what it is that matters. I'll come back next Thursday and talk to you more about the 4 categories to dial it in so we can figure out what are the roadblocks getting in your way from going after these big dreams. I've got a lot in store for you, ladies, and I'm so grateful for you taking the time to be here. These conversations are not always easy, and I have no shame in being uncomfortable. I want you to know that what's said in here is safe, it's protected, and I won't share. But I want you guys to also understand that the more you let yourself out and you let yourself be seen, you will end up allowing more into your life. And we'll talk about that in probably about 3 or 4 months, visibility. So with that being said, let's hear your big dreams. Let's see what you're after, what matters to you. I'll come back next week. We're going to talk about the 4 quadrants of your world, and we'll get clearer so we can dial in what's blocking you from taking action and living your best, most impactful life. All right, ladies, thank you for being here. We're done with day 1. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye.